Hey guys, it's me, Yaya. What's up, people? So I got a new light. This looks so good. Oh my gosh. Daylight. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Got a new light. It is coffee time, and obviously it's late in the day, and I don't drink coffee at this time, but I figured I'd label it coffee time. And I did my favorite sparkling water kind of thing. And I don't want to give free promotion. Let's just turn that around. It is the watermelon one though. I like it. All right. So we talked about yesterday and we went over a few different things and we ended up with SMART, which is it's going to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. And I thought I'd continue with this with the goal setting and breaking down the goal setting and going into goal setting. And today we're also talking about the goal setting, but it also kind of intertwines with your ability to, how would I say, your ability to self improve as well. And I think I have two groups on school right now. One is going to be the set your goals and everything, and that's going to be the networking one, where we're going to be networking. We're going to be going back and forth and helping each other in the industries that we're in. Um, and that's going to be more of a networking platform, and then this one's going to be the course and so self-improvement is going to be the courses. um and it's free right now. Eventually it won't be free, but it is free right now, so I want you guys to go ahead and jump on over there, and I'll put the link in the description. But I definitely want to get on and talk about, hold on a second, let me go ahead and log in here because I want to talk about self improvement today, but I also want to talk about how can we move forward in our goals and our dreams and our aspirations. And so I want to go ahead and um, live on YouTube now. Return. Let's go live and let's put that there. All right, so we're going live on Facebook today, and we're also live on YouTube today. Thank you guys so much for joining me on Facebook, and thank you guys for joining me on YouTube and on my school platform. So today we're going to be going over the setting clear goals, building habits for success, and learning a skill development. I think we might get a little bit further, but we are only going to do this in 30-minute increments because beyond that, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So yesterday we went over the introduction, defining goals of success, mindset for growth success, and then setting clear goals. We started with SMART, which is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. We want to make sure that we are setting clear goals and that we are making them time bound. Don't set a goal and then there's no time limit on the goal. Every single day that we set a goal or that we are doing something, we need to be able to check it off on a list and say, hey, this is done. This is done. Hold on a second. Let me just put that there. That this is done and I have completed my goal for that specific thing, and we're moving on to the next thing. So please make it time bound. Don't be like, oh well, I don't need to make it time bound, and so yeah, you do need to make it time bound. So make that time bound. So let's go into breaking down big goals into smaller actionable steps. And I know I've said this so many times. We have this huge goal. I want to do this. But then there are micro goals. Like there are goals and then there are micro goals. And I call those the bullet points to the bullet points. So if you're going to do that, so you have your goal, right? So number one would be um the main thing. So the main thing would be, the main goal would be to develop a AI business. AI biz, right? So you're going to develop an AI biz, right? My handwriting sucks, guys. I'm so sorry. So you're going to do an AI biz, right? But within that AI biz, there are there are different goals. So there's one, there's two, there's three. I'm going to put 5 steps. There's four, and then there's five, right? So you have one, two, three, four, and five, and those and then you have your main goal, and you have your one, two, three, four, five. But within those one, two, three, four, fives, you're gonna have A, B, C, D, E. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna go all the way through A, B, and then it's gonna probably be C here, and then A, B, C, D here, and then A, B here, and then A, B, C, and then your main goal. Now, your ABC also could have some subcategories to it as well. So breaking down your goal is so important, so very important that if you don't do that, you're going to be stuck somewhere and you're going to feel overwhelmed. So you want to make sure that you're breaking your goals down into micro goals and those goals even further down, and make sure that they're achievable. Guys, gosh, we have these goals, right? And we want to succeed, and we want to get better at what we're doing, or we want to achieve a new goal, we want to get a new business, but then we set these goals like astronomically big to the point where we can't even succeed at them, and then we feel like failures. You're not a failure, it's just that you did not do what I've asked you to do, which is break down these goals. You see these goals, they are broken down, and they can be broken down even further to make sure that you are achieving your goal and that you're achieving success. Now, there are just certain things that I'm doing here that I will be doing in the future. Not only the interviews, but these interviews are to inspire you to go after your dreams and your goals, and to also show you that it can be done. But there's steps to everything. There's a step to the process, a step to everything, and we have to take this small and easy and get these goals done. Oh my gosh. So your goals can be broken down into smaller, actionable, and achievable steps. Okay? Now, after that, regularly reviewing and adjusting your goals. Hold on. So after that, regularly viewing and regularly changing your goals. We talked about that yesterday. We talked about being versatile and adjustable and agile with your goals. So if you have a big goal, so you want to create your AI business, and you start with one, and one becomes A, B, C, D, E, and you got A, B, C, D, E, and all of a sudden A, B, C, D, E becomes B, A, C, D, E, and then F joins in. Okay. By the time you get to number two, you've realized that you've done it. You've done it already. You did it. It's up in here. So being agile and being and understanding that things can change. So you're going to go back and you're going to regularly review and adjust your goal. And I do this all the time. You have to adjust your goal. A lot of people don't realize that. Okay, so on my Facebook page, hey guys, on my Facebook page, most people, they see I'm doing interviews and they see I'm a singer. But they don't realize on my Facebook page, they don't realize on my YouTube channel that I'm also the co-CEO of a broadcast network called Women to Women TV. They don't realize that my day is filled with contracts, because contracts, agreements, I'm talking to content creators, I am talking to musicians, I'm signing musicians to my label. I have one sub label on my label that we're working and we're getting together. So there's a lot of different things that I'm doing, and everything has to have this. I can't do it without it. I have to break it down. Okay, from here to here to here to here. And sometimes, like just recently, I have a couple of contracts out and they are signed and everything is good. But we have to go back to the drawing board, because there are some things that were left out that we have to go back. So you have to be agile, you have to be consistent with that, and you have to go back and review what you've done, and if and not feel like as if you don't need to change it, because if you need to go back and edit it and change it, then do that. Go back, change it, make it better. Okay, so building habits for success. This is the one thing I think people don't realize is so easy to do. And I talked about this yesterday in my video yesterday, and you can go to my YouTube channel, Dream Chasers Radio, and check it out for yourselves. Is that, you know, building habits for success means that you have to be consistent. Now, consistency doesn't mean that you have to take a bunch of time and throw a bunch of time at it. No, it's not like that at all. Basically, you can take about 15 minutes a day to actually be consistent in your goals. 15 minutes a day started my business. 15 minutes a day started my financial independence. 15 minutes a day is all you really truly need to begin. Obviously, you're going to have to put more time in it once the business grows, once it gets bigger. You're going to have to put a little bit more time in it, but you will find the time because it'll be so pleasing and it'll just be so gratifying to actually go after those dreams, those goals, and actually see them grow and get bigger and develop into something that you've always wanted it to be. Um, so being consistent over time on your intensity and everything. So start off with 15 minutes. I want to thank everybody for joining me on YouTube, and I want to thank you guys for joining me on Facebook. Um, be consistent, and also make sure you manage your time properly. Maybe 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening will really build a business. I am not lying to you. It does work. So from there, you have your daily routines that support productivity and well-being. Um, that's going to be a little hard to do. And I'm going to tell you why. Building these habits, building these things that you want to do, that's not easy because you have to get used to it. It's something new. So it's like trying to implement something new into your routine. And when you're trying to implement something new into your routine, it really does throw everything off. So if you're going to do this and you're going to build a new routine, let me go ahead and write this down for you, and so that you can see. Just take this off again, so that you can see what it would take to actually build and actually become that person that understands that you have to create a different time frame. So if you normally wake up at, let's say you normally get up at 7 a.m. and you have your routine from 7 a.m. I do admonish you, and I thank you so much again for being here. But 7 a.m. is not going to cut it if you're going to build a business. So you're going to start your routine instead of at 7 a.m. You're literally going to start it at 6:30. But at 6:30 in the morning, you're going to do your 30-minute routine. So you're going to do 6:30 in the morning. You're going to do a 30-minute 15 minutes on the bathroom and doing it whatever you need to do, right? And then you're going to take the extra at 6:45, and you could do this even earlier if you like. You're going to take that 15 minutes and you're going to go ahead and do your 15 minutes of business. So 6:30 you're going to wake up and do 15 minutes of hygiene, and then 6:45 to 7 you're going to go ahead and start that business. What is the biggest thing that you need to do when you're starting a business is start the business, get a name for it, get a logo. So maybe in those 15 minutes you're going to brainstorm a name. You're going to go on to AI and get a name. You're going to brainstorm that name, and for 15 minutes you're going to really decide what's the name, and then you can start on your day. If you want to do more the next day, it would be easy to do more. It wouldn't be hard to do more at all. So what I'm saying is, getting that initial time frame done is not a lot of stuff. It doesn't really take a lot to do it, but it does take determination to do it every single day. I'm talking Monday through Friday, and then giving yourself a break, and then going through it and getting it done. This is how I started my business, with 15 minutes a day. I started the podcast business. I've reached, I don't know, millions and millions of people with the podcasting. And then, throughout time, I got my own business. I have Red Hot Reality on the marketing company. I have the Times Square business where we do Times Square billboards. I I am the co-CEO of women to women TV.com. It's a network where you can sign up and do and get free content. I'm looking for content creators on that end. And yes, it is like it's like Tubi, but it's women to women TV. And so it's a lot, but if you have time management and you know what exactly which days you're working one thing and which days you're working another, and yes, I do sing, and yes, I do book the band sometimes, and yes, I'm dealing with different people. I'm dealing with so these things need to be scheduled. And when you become determined to go after your goals and your dreams, it's not hard to fall into that pattern. It's just like when you work for someone else, but instead of working for someone else, you're going to work for yourself. And that's basically it. So you're building that foundation to work for yourself, to build that foundation, and also to build up the confidence to do it. Because on the opposite end, yeah, we can have businesses, we can start businesses, we can do all of that, but on the other end of all of that, it's going to be like, okay, I went through the feeling of like, oh, am I really like me? Do I have the credentials to do this? Am I good enough to do this? I mean, you know what I mean? And yeah, I am. I've done every little thing to get to where I am today, and I'm not the best, but I am definitely the rest. I am the person that's going to learn, and I'm going to put in more time to get the contracts done, to get the agreements done, to do the billboards on Times Square, to do all those things. You know what I mean? I am the person that does it, and I feel confident in myself now to understand that yeah, I've put in the time, and I deserve to be able to say that I have put in the time enough to actually say, yeah, this is what I do and this is what I'm going for. So, don't feel like you are impersonating anyone, because you're really not. You're going for your goals and your dreams, and it's just the feeling of, do I know what I really want to know? Do I know enough about this situation? Do I know enough about the one thing that I'm going for? And if you feel like you don't, go and study some more and get some more knowledge. That's it. You're not impersonating anything. You're good to go, okay? All right. So the power of small habits compounding over time. Small habits, 15 minutes. That's what I said, right? I said 15 minutes. So 15 minutes in the morning will get you a business. It's 15 minutes. And then the next day, so let's just say that you do this Monday through Friday, right? So that would be 45 minutes every week of coming up with one thing in the morning. Just one thing. By the end of the week, you should have 5 different things. By the end of that first week, those 5 different things that you need to do, you need to break them down into micro goals of the next week and work on your micro goals the next week to make sure that all those 5 things have been completed. If you go and you say, hey, I'm going to get myself a business and I'm going to come up with a name. Well, if you come up with a name, then now you have to go out and study to see if that name is taken or not in your area, right? Then you have to go to, over here in Florida is Sunbiz. So to go to Sunbiz in my area, I have to do a search and I have to make sure that that name is not taken. I don't want to take someone else's name. I want my own name, right? So if it's not taken, then congratulations. Now go buy the website. These are different things that you need to do. It's so basic, and that's what I'm going to be teaching in one of my in my Grow and Succeed course on school. And on the self-improvement course, I'm going to show you how you can self-improve and how you won't feel like the imposter syndrome is coming at you. Because these things are, how would I say this? You It's not that you're worthy of it, but that you have put in enough time. And how they say you have put in the hours and the man time hours and all of those times, and you've put in all the work to understand where, when people are coming to you saying, hey, I really want to do what you're doing, you can teach them. That's not an imposter. You are who you are. And so let's go for right now. Number 6, like I said before, and we got about 10 minutes. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in on Facebook and on YouTube and on school. Um, Number six, and then we'll go over seven and eight on our next coffee session. But number six says, and this is so important. Number six is so important. I need you to write this down. Number six is, whew, if you don't get number six, then you will forever be in imposter syndrome and you will never come out. Okay. Learning and skill development. You have to be able to learn. You have to be able and want to learn. You have to go into the field and learn some more. All these fields are changing, especially now, since these fields are changing, especially now because literally speaking, AI is taking over. And I want to stress to you. I want to express to you the importance of learning how to program, learning AI basic codes, learning all of these things. Even if you have a no code, or if you go to a site that, like Bubble is a great site where you can go, you can type in your idea and it comes up with the code for you, so that you don't have to come up with the code. But you need to know these things. AI is not taking over everything, but it definitely is making things a lot easier. And I have seen the evidence of AI and computer generation in warehouses, and just these past couple of weeks have really opened my eyes. We all need to know AI. You need to know prompting. You need to know about the coding. You don't need to learn how to code, but you need to know the basics of AI. I am telling you, if you want to have a business, get yourself familiar with AI. And that is the first thing. That is the first thing. And it's not going to be hard to do. You can go to YouTube and get some videos. You can go ahead and go to different sites and read up on it. You can go ahead and get yourself a book, get yourself an audio book if you like. Go ahead and buy a program, or go ahead and join a community or a group on school that teaches AI. Please, please, please don't back down on that. I need you to do that seriously, okay? Because for this, it's going to be a lifelong learning mindset. Remember, you're never going to stop learning with being a business owner, with self, improvement, with success and growth. You're never, and you should never stop learning. There should always be a point where you're like, okay, what do I need to know next? Okay, so that's basically what all of us need to do. And don't ever think that you have arrived, because there is no such thing as arrived. There's no such thing as arrived. Because I mean, if today the music industry had to change, like AI is taking over a lot of the things, you know what I mean, in the music industry, and even in the writing industry for books and stuff like that. Now you got to learn that. If you don't learn these things, you're gonna fall behind. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to fall behind. What you want to do is stay abrupt and stay current. It doesn't mean that you're going to stay on top of the game and you're going to be the best. And if that's you, great. But I'm just saying, stay familiar with everything and make sure that you're studying everything and that you're not falling behind. Because once you fall behind, it's difficult to catch up. And psychologically speaking, it does make you feel like as if you failed, and you really didn't. You just have to catch up again. And catching up can be a pain in the butt. I'm not going to lie to you. But if you stay abrupt and you stay on top of things that are happening, and all these things, and the changes in business, changes in AI, changes in your particular career field, and all these things, and you just stay current. You don't have to be the best at it. Just stay current. You will succeed. You will achieve your goals. Um, Using resources like books, courses, mentors, and podcasts, like I said, go ahead and just stay current on all of these things. Just stay current. I am always sitting here staying current on things, and staying and studying and getting audiobooks and listening to the audiobooks and writing these things. I got so much paper in this office I got to get rid of, because literally speaking, I'm trying to stay current. I'm not an AI master. I'm not, but I'm staying current, and I do know basic code, not basic, what I should say, basic prompting is what I do know. So I want you guys to be aware that if you stay current, then you can keep your business flowing. But if you get behind on any of the things that you believe that you need for your business to be relevant, and even for your career, or even in your life to self improve, then it's going to be harder. It's going to feel hard on you, and it's going to feel like as if you fail. And I'm going to tell you, there really truly is no such thing as failure, as long as you're willing and able to actually catch up with things. Learn at your own pace and don't worry about anyone else. Okay. Embracing failure as a learning tool is going to be the next thing we're talking about. And also, we're going to cut it short after this. I got about 5 more minutes. I want to thank you for joining me on Facebook, and I want to thank you guys for joining me on school and on YouTube. So, embracing failure as a learning tool. There really is truly nothing like learning, nothing like it. But a lot of people believe that it's failure. And I don't believe that it is failure. I'm going to tell you what true failure to me and my idea is. My idea of true failure is never returning back to the thing you were trying to do in the first place and giving up. That to me is real, true failure. So if you're continuing to go after your goals and you're having a difficult time, get a coach. Go and study some more. I would say, to cut through all the red tape, go get a coach, or go to a podcast, or go to a coaching platform where they're actually coaching people, and that will help you through. A lot of times we need the support. We need to see that other people are going through the same things that we're going through. There is not one thing individually saying that you're going through that no one in the world is going through. Everybody's going through something, and a lot of people are going through the same thing, but not in the same way. And that's what makes us different. But the actual concept of what we're going through, the actual subject matter, is the same. And so, joining with other people who are going through these tribulations, these trials, these things, and they're trying to learn, and they're having a difficult time, because guess what? As you get older, guess you don't feel like learning no more. I don't feel like going back to school. You kidding me? But this is not going back to school. What it is saying, I want to be financially independent. I want to go after my goals and my dreams. I want that dream that I had, and I want to fulfill that dream. And I'm going to go ahead and put myself into a place, into a position where, okay, they're teaching on the subject matter I need, and I want to be there. Now, certain people learn because there's different ways to learn. I'm more of a video audio person. So if I'm listening to it, or if I'm watching and listening to it, I learn better. Some people learn better just by reading books and writing it down. However, it is that you learn, find the platform, find the coach that teaches you that way. And in that way, you won't feel like you're a failure, okay? Because you're really not. If you're going after your dreams and your goals and you haven't given up, then you are succeeding. It's just that you need to take the time to actually get to the point where you say, okay, now I can move forward. But don't procrastinate, and get all the information and get everything under your belt. Know what you want to do, and then sit on it and go back to school, because you're never going to succeed at that, because then that's procrastination. So I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. We do have 7, 8, 9, 10 and the closing to go, and we're going to do another coffee session this week coming up. So stay tuned to my channel, Dream Chasers Radio. I will post up when I'm going to do the next coffee session. And if you have any questions, you can always comment on my YouTube channel, or you can comment below the video in the Facebook. So that way I know what it is. And if I have any answers for you, or if I can steer you in the right direction, I will. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And don't forget to dare to be different, guys. And until next time, bye. And bye, you guys, on YouTube. Bye.